Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of SportsLine in 2014. I'm Brendan Rigney and alongside of me is Madison and Elliott.
We have a great show full of your LaSalle winter sports news, previews, and highlights.
So let's get started with some recaps. Madison?
The women's track and field team competed last Friday at the University of Albany Great Dane Classic. After not competing for 6 straight weeks, the girls came back in full force at the New Balance Track and Field Center at the Armory. Starting the meet off well, 3 explorers finished within the 11 in the 1,000-meter run. Grad student Rochelle Harrison took 7th place with a time of 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Senior Tori Pisco took 10th with a time of 3 minutes and 2 seconds. And junior Kaylee Solano took 11th with a time of 3 minutes and 3 seconds.
Keeping the momentum going, 2 explorers finished in the top 9 in the 3,000-meter run. Senior Michelle Capozzi finished place 6 with a time of 10 minutes and 8 seconds, and senior Ann Arias took 9th place with a time of 10 minutes and 15 seconds. In the 1-mile run, only 1 explorer competed. Junior Taylor Hackett took 14th out of 32 runners and ran a 5-minute and 20-second mile.
The mid-distance runners had a successful day as well. Competing in the 500-meter dash, senior Chelsea Harris sprinted a time of 1 minute and 20 seconds. Senior Kareem Brooks raced the 800-meter dash and clocked 2 minutes and 34 seconds. Senior Shanice Johnson sprinted the 68-meter dash and ran it in 8 seconds. She also competed in the long jump and jumped 5.20 meters. Overall, the Explorers scored 14 team points and took 14th place out of 18 teams. The ladies compete again against the Hoyas at the Georgetown Invitational on Friday, January 24th.
The men's team also competed in the University of Albany Great Dane Classic. Placing first in the 3,000-meter run with a time of 8 minutes and 26 seconds, Nick Ross achieved an IC4A qualifying time. The distance medley team of Kevin Day, Joshua Bird, Chris Sanders, and Vince Perozzi got second with their time of 10 minutes. In the 1-mile run, Nick Lefevre and Terrence Murphy came in 14th and 21st respectively. Chris Hunter was able to get 41st in the 400-meter run, and Kevin Grasso ran the 800 meters, placing 27th, with Chris Trimble in the 1,000 meters placed 19th. Even missing some members, the team was still able to finish 10th.
Men's basketball has come back strong in the break since our fall semester. Rising up to 3rd place in the A-10, the team has been playing tight basketball with a slew of 5 straight wins against Penn, George Washington, Duquesne, Rhode Island, and Temple. Tyreek Duran and Tyrone Garland have really stepped up their game and have knitted the team together. Steve Zach has also been putting up serious numbers in the rebound game, and the team is looking very balanced.
On Saturday the 18th, the Explorers headed to Palestra to take on Temple in a tense Big 5 matchup. Steve, Jake, and Gavin headed to the court to check it out.
8,772 students, fans, and alumni packed the Cathedral of College Basketball Saturday afternoon for College Game Day Live on ESPN. First of friendly neighbors, the Temple Owls. Students arrived at the Palestra early to welcome the gentlemen in blue and gold. The students helped propel the Explorers to their first win over the Temple Owls since 2008. From the 4th row of the Palestra, I'm Gavin Lichtenstein.
But how about that game? Jake and Steve with the coverage.
Capping off the 5-win streak, men's basketball took on our crosstown rival Temple at the Palestra on January 18th. One of the most hyped up games of the season, the spotlights were on the Big 5 contenders with ESPN College Game Day covering the game. In a display of dedication, the fans were there from 7 in the morning to tip off at noon, wearing their school colors and making some serious noise. Considering that LaSalle hasn't topped the Owls since 2009, the atmosphere in the Palestra was electric, and the Explorers did not disappoint. Starting from the opening tip-off, LaSalle made a strong push to the net, controlling the first 10 minutes of the game with clutch points from Jarrell Wright and Tyreek Duran. But Temple made a comeback and brought themselves to a 5-point lead going into the first media timeout. After some tight defense and capitalizing on steals, LaSalle went on a 10-point roll to take the lead going into the second half. Last time, the Owls had the advantage in the tense closing minutes. Duran and Garland sunk pivotal free throws in a display of composed leadership to secure the win, and the Explorers came out on top with a score of 74-68. Led by senior guard Durante with 20 points, the team played one of its most consistent games of the season with an impressive field goal percentage and solid defense. The entire team was on point with Tyrone Garland with 17 points, Steve Zach with a double-double with 10 points and 15 boards, and Jarrell Wright with 15 points. This was a huge win for the Explorers, and it kept our chances for a Big Five championship in our sights. With our record in the Big Five 2-1, it looks like this year our big contender is going to be Villanova. This was a mature win for LaSalle and a promising look at a unified team coming out of an early season slump.
This is unique. It's a split house, and you're in the most historic building in the country. We play 20, nearly 30 home-and-home games a year. That's normal. This is not normal in a good way. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Thanks, Jake, Steve, and Gavin. But sadly, the Explorers couldn't hold on to the streak as they headed to the Olean Arena for an A-10 game on Wednesday, January 22nd. They kept the game tight against the Bonnies until the second half, where the Explorers fell apart. With 17 turnovers and only 3 for 17 on threes, our poor field goal percentage of 30% was not enough to take out St. Bonaventure. Durant and Garland had 16 and 14 points respectively, and for Durant, it brought his all-time point totals over 1,500 as the 20th person to do so. The Explorers struggled this game, and it is made for our first A-10 loss this season. We've seen what the Explorers can do at their best, but this was definitely not it. LaSalle hosts VCU on Saturday at noon at the Tom Gola, which will also be broadcasted on ESPN2. Make sure you get out there to see this intense matchup and cheer on our Explorers.
Women's basketball started 2014 on a good note with wins against Rhode Island, George Mason, VCU, and Massachusetts. Unfortunately, the win streak ended on Wednesday, January 15th against St. Bonaventure. On Sunday, January 19th, the Explorers were on national television playing cross-city rival St. Joe's. Madison was able to make it to the game to bring us coverage.
On Sunday the 19th, the Lady Explorers basketball team had home advantage while taking on Big Five rivals St. Joe's, with CBS there to capture the whole event. The game started with both teams going back and forth, tying the game every play. However, the game came to a fast stop when guard Kristen Lee took a hard fall within the first 10 minutes of play, injuring her knee and potentially ending her season. The game was postponed in complete silence for 20 minutes as everyone awaited to see what would happen to Lee. As the ambulance came and transported her out, everyone in the Gola Arena, including rival fans, stood up and clapped as she was transported out on a stretcher. She left waving to her teammates and fans, leaving an emotional goodbye. The Lady Explorers had a hard time going after the loss of their teammate and were behind by 11 points at the half with a score of 31-20. Coming back from the half, guard Alicia Cropper came back strong and had a second win. Swishing a layup right from the start, she got the momentum going and continued to be a strong presence as the game went on. Lisa Burgess was also a leading player in the second half, falling with a layup of her own right after Cropper. She had her sixth double-double of the season and scored 12 points with 10 rebounds. As the ladies were catching up, the game turned to the favor of the Hawks as they scored 8 consecutive points. Some of the points scored were free throws due to a large number of fouls in the second half. Both teams had their fair share, but the Hawks were on point with their foul line shooting, making 15 of their 20 attempts, and outshot the Explorers, who only made 7 out of 13 attempts. However, Cropper was able to bring the ladies back to life with a 7-point spur and brought the score to 48-44, with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. However, within those last 7 minutes, the Hawks regained a double-digit lead, leaving the final score 64-52.
The women's swim and dive team unfortunately suffered losses to both Fordham and Richmond on Saturday, January 19th at the last home meet of the season. Despite this, the Lady Explorers still put up some great times. Sophomore Kelsey Jenkinson continued her impressive campaign as she was able to place first in the 100-yard breaststroke event. It was fitting that on senior day, Katie Snee was the standout star for the blue and gold. Snee was able to sprint her way to a first-place finish in the 50-yard freestyle event with a time of 24.63 seconds.
After a month-long break from meets and a trip to Puerto Rico for some training, men's swim and dive came back strong and dominated the Fordham Rams by a score of 202 to 97 on January 19th. Freshman Matthias Glenzik continued his hot season as he not only took his first 1,000-yard freestyle with a time of 9 minutes, 24 seconds, but defeated the defending Atlantic 10 champion in the process. Another star of the meet was junior Kip Gravel. Gravel not only took first place in the 200-yard freestyle event, but he also was victorious in the 200-yard individual medley. In diving, sophomore CJ Gimple placed first in both the 1 and 3 meter broad events.
Now, we are going to take a quick break, but when we get back, Gavin Lichtenstein will be sitting down with one of LaSalle's divers. We'll be right back.
They are words no woman ever wants to hear.
He said, "I'm sorry to tell you, but you have breast cancer."
I was speechless.
A diagnosis of breast cancer changes your life forever.
She told me I needed a mastectomy. I was going to lose my breast.
I was scared.
Absolutely in shock.
But you need to know that you're not alone. There are teams of medical professionals, support groups, and therapists who are all there to help you get through your treatment, and those who can help you plan for life after cancer.
Consult with a plastic surgeon to learn more about your breast reconstruction options.
Breast reconstruction made me feel like me again.
Cancer took my breasts, but my plastic surgeon gave them back.
Before you undergo surgery for breast cancer, get the facts. Make sure you know your breast reconstruction options. For more information, visit broaddayusa.org.
We have a job to do out here today.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong. Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
This is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The action team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
Hello, and welcome to another interview segment on SportsLine. I'm joined by freshman diver Tim Durante and a fellow comm major here at LaSalle University. Now, Tim, the swimming and diving team is coming off of a pretty big win at Fordham. Now, how did you personally do?
Me personally, I feel as if I did pretty good. My scores were about average, but I mean, coming off a concussion, my last meet I participated in at home was against Villanova, which was early October.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as my first dual meet back, I feel pretty good about it. The team coming off a big win against Fordham. It was nice also because it was senior night. It was a senior meet, so it was nice to see the seniors, like, you know, leave the home meet with a win. So, me personally, I feel like I did all right, but all important is that the seniors had a good time. Seniors won on their last meet, and like the team is just a great win. So.
Now, that is fantastic. Now, how is your recovery from the concussion coming?
I came to a full recovery. The concussion took a little bit less than a month, a little bit longer than I anticipated.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, with a concussion and diving, you can if you hit the water the wrong way, you can really hurt yourself, like concussion-wise, and you just had to take time and rest to be able to heal, and so.
Yeah, well, we're very glad to see that you're back on the board. Now, you're from the area. You're from Upper Darby High School. Now, how is the transition from high school diving to college diving? How is the training and how is the practices changed?
Well, the difference between high school and college is it's a big transition.
Yeah.
First of all, in high school, I only competed 1 meter diving board. And if you don't know that, 1 meter is the lower diving board.
Yeah.
Like, this is my first year ever competing the high dive, which is 3 meter.
Wow.
So that's very different. Also, what is different is in high school, everything was quiet. In college, there's people running back and forth, like cheering for the swimmers and stuff. So that's different. But the practices, they're longer. I feel like we work on a lot more, and we do a lot of different things to work on different techniques. So it's a tough transition at first, but I think I've gotten used to it.
Fantastic. Now, earlier this month, the diving team had a training trip down in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
How was that for you personally, and how was the team training atmosphere like in the islands?
Puerto Rico, that was awesome. That was a cool experience to go to with the team. It was beautiful down there. I understand up here it was like -2 degrees.
It was a little cold.
Yeah, yeah. So we were diving and swimming in 85, 87 degree weather, and that was cool. The diving well was different. Had all different boards. I understand that the swim pool was 50 meters long, which is an Olympic-sized pool.
Oh.
So that was different. And we practiced 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, a little bit longer than what we do here. But, I mean, it was well worth it. Puerto Rico, that was such a blast. Like, just to go off with the team and, like, have that kind of experience, like a team bondage, that was something special.
Fantastic. Now, going into the last half of your season, you have Penn coming up. How would you say is the team close? Are you a close-knit group? Do you spend a lot of time together outside of the pool?
Yeah, I say we do. I feel like the team has gotten a lot closer. I've gotten to know the team personally a lot more. As a freshman, coming in, not knowing anybody on the team. It's kind of rough, but like the team did a great job in welcoming me onto the team, making me feel as important as another teammate.
Yeah.
So the team's gotten a lot closer.
Oh, fantastic. Now, before a meet, do you have any rituals or any music you like to get pumped up to get you in the zone?
Before a meet, I like to just go over my dives, like clear my mind, and like if I don't feel good about a dive, I try doing it in warm-ups so I feel more comfortable about it. The dives I'm kind of like better at.
Yeah.
I really don't practice that much. I feel like I need to work on the dives that I don't really execute as well. So, I mean, I try to block everything out, not pay attention to the fans, not pay attention to the other team, like with the scores that they have.
Yeah, fantastic. So. Now, a tradition here on the SportsLine interview is Rohan always asks the interviewee their favorite Disney movie. Do you have a favorite Disney movie?
I don't really watch Disney movies, so I can't really think of that. I mean, my sister used to always watch The Little Mermaid, but, I mean, I don't really watch Disney movies. I don't think I have a favorite. Does Air Bud count? Is Air Bud a Disney movie?
I think that is in the area, yeah.
Air Bud.
That is
Fantastic.
fantastic.
Go Air Bud.
Well, Tim, thank you very much for your time. We greatly appreciate it, and best of luck as in the 8-10 tournament as you wrapped up your season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that does it for this week's interview segment on SportsLine. Please join us next week for another interview on SportsLine.
The environment is my passion. Every day, I live for the outdoors and all of its challenges. That's why I enlisted in the Coast Guard. Now, I serve to protect the environment and defend my country. It's like I was born for this.
Were you born ready for a greater challenge? Find out at GoCoastGuard.com.
All the preparation, the training, it all comes down to this.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
We have a job to do out here today.
Some people think it's about muscle, but it's really about heart. A lot of heart.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong. Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
This is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The action team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
Now on to exploring headlines. It was announced on January 14th that 5 former athletes will be inducted into the LaSalle Hall of Athletes. James Abel, a freestyle swimmer from the class of '66, Jack Moore from the 1952 NIT Championship basketball team, Rachel Pappen Knox, who graduated in '08, with 10 Atlantic 10 individual championships in track and cross country. Sean Quigley, also a decorated distance runner from the class of '08, and Mark Smolinski, an alum of the baseball team who graduated in '82. These athletes will be recognized at halftime on the men's basketball game on February 1st.
LaSalle women's basketball alum Krista Ricketts from the class of 2007 will be inducted into the Philadelphia's Big Five Hall of Fame on April 14th. In each of her 4 years at LaSalle, Ricketts was named to the Philadelphia Big Five first team. In her first year in an Explorers uniform, she was named Big Five and A10 Rookie of the Year. She scored 1,645 points in her career, landing her third in program history and also ranked second in free throws made with 453. Ricketts played internationally in Spain, Portugal, and Austria, but is now retired.
No strangers to the headlines, men's soccer seniors Jason Plumhoff and John McCarthy have been named All-Stars by the Eastern College Athletic Conference. This adds to both players' long list of honors for their season. McCarthy and Plumhoff were 2 of 6 from Philadelphia Soccer 6. Congratulations to both players for yet another outstanding honor.
Women's soccer senior Courtney Niemiec was also selected as an ECAC All-Star, and this is her second consecutive year. Niemiec earned Atlantic 10 Defensive Player of the Year in 2012 and then First Team All-Conference during the 2013 season. The LaSalle defense only allowed 18 goals all season.
Over winter break, lacrosse head coach Candace Bossel announced the 3 captains for the 2014 season. Seniors Caitlin Colbridge, Katie Marasco, and Maggie O'Farrell will take the lead for the season. Colbridge is a 4-year defensive starter. O'Farrell is an attacker who leads in scoring statistics consistently, while Marasco is a defensive midfielder who does well in draw controls and calls turnovers. The lacrosse team has their season opener coming up on February 15th against LIU.
Well, we're going to take another quick break, but when we get back, Steve Graham will tell you which game to watch during the upcoming week in the Marquee matchup. Stay tuned.
My fellow airmen and I know that each of us plays a huge part in our victories, whether in the air or on the ground. We couldn't accomplish our mission without using everyone's skills to reach our goals. Embracing our differences and working together is also what has made America strong. Thank you for your support, and remember, our strength lies in our diversity. This message brought to you by the United States Air Force.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Marquee Matchup. I'm Steve Graham. This upcoming Saturday, January 25th, Virginia Commonwealth University comes to Tom Goal Arena for what is sure to be an Atlantic 10 showdown. After last year's surprising upset over the Rams, the Explorers look to add another win on their conference record. But this certainly will be no walk in the park against the Rams. Every LaSalle basketball fan remembers January 26, 2013, when the Explorers defeated their second-ranked opponent straight that season. Coming off a huge upset over Butler, the Explorers went on to defeat number 19 ranked VCU after a career-scoring game by Ramon Galloway. Now the Rams come to Philadelphia with this game behind them. The Explorers will not have Ramon Galloway on the roster to score 31 points this time, and the Rams return their 6'9" rebounding machine Javante Reddick. However, LaSalle's strong forwards and depth off the bench will help to make this a challenge for the Rams. So who will rise to the occasion for the Explorers on Saturday? Steve Zach, 6'11" junior, leads the Atlantic 10 in rebounding with 9.7 per game. He will have his hands full this weekend with VCU's Reddick in his face, but Zach has proven he will not back down this season. His rebounding success has helped the Explorers to push the ball down the court and put up second-chance shots within the paint. Look for Zach to tip in shots on the offensive side and to throw those outlet passes out to the quick Explorer guards. Tyreek Duran has also been a consistent player for the Explorers this season. The senior point guard is not afraid to shoot from beyond the arc and drive the lane. Duran's speed and quick hands make him an effective defender and fast-paced player. The Explorers will look to push the ball on the Rams, and keep your eyes open for Duran on the court. His skill of shedding off the defender will add crucial points on the scoreboard for the blue and gold. Now let's take a look at the keys of the game. The greatest asset of VCU on the court is their guards' ability to get open and knock down the outside shots. The VCU offense works to mix up man defense and push it out to guards Trevion Graham and Rob Brandenburg, who are both shooting 40% or better this season. The Explorers must find a way to get their hand in the face of the shooters. If LaSalle can throw off the minimum of the outside shooting of VCU, it will be difficult for the Rams to get the ball down low. Along with tightening up on defense, the Explorers must be ready to go to the foul line late in the game. LaSalle is only shooting 70% from the foul line. If the Explorers want to come out on top in a close game, they must take advantage of the free points. Like Coach G reiterates in every press conference, the team must win the close games. This is an A-10 rivalry, and VCU will come for revenge after that devastating loss last year. The Rams are just another stepping stone on the return to March. So good luck to the men's basketball team this Saturday. Thanks for watching Marquee Matchup. I'm Steve Graham.
Training is about more than muscle. It's about inner strength. So I push myself. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. I train with the best, a team that shares my drive and commitment. We collect intelligence, guard our shores against drug smugglers, and keep our waterways safe, because our nation expects more.
If you expect more, maybe you were born ready. Find out at GoCoastGuard.com.
Thanks, Steve. Be sure to keep up with this weekend's sporting events by following us on Twitter at SportsLine LTV. We post game updates and sneak peeks into the upcoming show.
Also, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/LaSalleTV. We welcome you to send us your thoughts and suggestions about the show on either website.
For Madison and our entire SportsLine team, I'm Brendan Rigney, and we'll see you at the game.